A 5-minute call. Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to take a call on this debate, which I hope will be the second to last debate on the budget from the National Government. Sir, this government is tired. There were no new ideas in the budget that National presented to this Parliament. It failed to deal with two of the biggest issues of our time, climate change and inequality. Let's talk about climate change. After 8 years of not talking about climate change, National's big idea and only idea was to end the 2-for-1 rort that made no economic or environmental sense. And rather than finding some simple solutions, like, for example, putting a 10 to 20 cent levy on single-use plastic bags, it could have raised between $20 and $60 million of new revenue. It could have decreased our pollution impact on marine life, and it could have reduced our emissions by the equivalent of taking about 3,000 cars off the road. Instead of doing that, they opted to go for a less effective recycling scheme that doesn't actually fix the problem of too many plastic bags and actually costs taxpayers money. And if they had put in this plastic bag levy, simple solution, perhaps they could have avoided the steep cuts to the Department of Conservation, which has lost nearly $60 million since 2008. Under National, 146 species are closer to extinction. Nearly a quarter of dock huts and half of the walking tracks aren't up to standard. National is mismanaging New Zealand's clean, green reputation, and by doing so, it's putting our economy and our environment at risk. And we have a government that is unwilling or unable to deal with addressing inequality. When you have a Prime Minister denying the housing crisis by saying that homeless people don't want help, then we know where the refusal to deal with problems come from. It comes from the top. The rot starts there. And while CEO salaries have gone up by $180,000 over the last year, working people are facing real cuts to their real wages over the next 2 years. The only thing going up almost as quickly as the CEO pay rates is the Auckland housing prices, which surged by $100,000 in the last year alone. Auckland is now the 5th least affordable city in the world, but there's nothing in the budget that actually addresses the growing gap between the haves and the have-nots in this country. There's nothing in the budget about the housing crisis, which has led to nearly 1 in 100 New Zealanders being homeless or on the brink of homelessness. And that's shameful. Instead, since National has come into office, it's given away hundreds of millions of dollars in tax cuts and corporate subsidies to its rich mates in private companies like Serco, like Sky City, like Warner Brothers. And at the same time as doing that, it's absolutely been gutting the public service and fiddled its thumbs, while community services that provide support to some of the most vulnerable people in our country, community services, for example, like the Nelson Multicultural Council, are contemplating closing by year's end because money has been either frozen or cut. And while we've got migration at over 100,000 a year, we need to make migrant settlement and support. We need to be taking that seriously, not freezing the settling in grants and support budgets for migrant services like this government has. So to sum up, Mr Speaker, under National, CEO pay has gone up and real wages are going down. Under National, homelessness is going up, but housing affordability has gone way down. Under National, emissions have gone way up and conservation funding is way down. And under National, our planet and our people are worse off and we need to change the government.